Hi students, before we dig into parcel objects, we have to talk first about the place these are stored, the sites. In Civil 3D, a site represents a collection of parcels, alignments, grading objects and feature lines that share a common topology. In other words, Civil 3D objects that are in the same site are related to as well as interact with one another. The objects that react to one another are called site geometry objects. Among the objects just listed, the following object can be placed only in a site. The first one, feature line. The second one is grading group, and the third one is the parcels. So the reason for using sites is to separate objects of the same type from interacting with each other. For example, we may have a set of parcels that represent impervious area for drainage calculations. In the same location, we may have an overlay of parcel representing properties boundaries. By keeping these items on separate site, we will be able to keep area information separate. Dynamic area labels are useful for delineating and analyzing soil boundaries, paving open spaces, and wetlands area and any other region enclosed with a boundary. Like all Civil 3D objects, parcel utilize styles. With parcel style, we can also assign different layers, colors, hedge patterns, and other graphical properties to the parcel object to differentiate between parcel types. The default style for the parcels and its labeling are defined within the site parcel properties dialog that you can access by right clicking the parcel branch of selected site in the prospector and then selecting the properties option. On composition tab, which you can see in this figure, beside the default styles, we can also define the order that the styles are graphically displayed and the default user defined properties classification. The styles can be assigned individually for each of the parcel using their properties dialog that you can access by right clicking the name of the desired parcel and selecting properties. On the information tab of the dialogs, which you can see in this image, you can assign a specific styles to the parcels. Pay attention to the option use name template in parcel styles, because once this is checked, the naming template of the parcel is set to use the styles and custom sequencing that is managed within the setting tab of tool space. Sorry, just wait. And now we have about parcels here. Now after information tab, the composition tab allows you to assign an area label styles to the parcel as well as look at the data defined within the parcel statics sections. Then we have analysis tab. The analysis tab displays the selected analysis that were performed on the parcel, and within the calculation setting, the point of beginning setting for this analysis is predefined. So we can change the point of beginning setting by using the selection box, and we can even define whether the processing should be done in reverse order. Then user defined properties. The user defined properties allows you to assign values to the parcel for stock defined properties or custom ones defined for parcel within the setting tab of tool space. Next, it's important to understand how site geometry objects react to one another. So in this figure, when you can see a typical parcel that might represent a property boundary. So in this figure now, you can see when an alignment drawn and placed in the same site at the property boundary, the parcels split into two parcels. Sorry, this one here. When alignment cross the parcels and it was in the same site, is now dividing in the two, property 1 and property 2. Then you can see we must plan ahead to create meaningful site based on interactions between the desired object. For example, if you want a road center line, a road right of way, parcels and the lots in a subdivision to react to one another, they need to be in the same site, which can be look like this figure. The alignment or road center line, right of way, parcel and lots all relate to one another. A change in the center line of the road should prompt a change in the ROW parcels and the subdivision lots also. If you would like to avoid the interaction between site geometry object, place them in different sites. So if we can see on here on this image, an alignment that has been placed in a different site from the boundary parcels, you can notice that the alignment does not split the boundary parcels. So it's important that only objects that are intended to react to each other be placed in the same site. For example, we can take a look here. You can see in this image the parcel representing both subdivisions, lots and soil boundaries, because it would not be meaningful for a soil boundaries parcel segments to interrupt the area or react to a subdivision lot parcel. The subdivision lot parcel has been placed in a subdivision lot site and the soil boundary have been placed in a soil boundary sites. So if you did not realize the importance of the site topology, you might create both your subdivision lot parcels and your soil boundary parcel in the same site and find that your drawing look like something this image. For example, something like this. This figure shows that the soil boundary segment dividing and interacting with subdivisions lot parcels segment, producing unintended modification to those parcels. Another way to divide to avoid site geometry problems is to do site specific tasks in different drawings and use a combination of external references and data references to share information. For example, you could place soil boundaries in one drawing file and subdivision lots in another drawing file, and then use external reference to show both drawings together. You should always consider keeping your legal site plan in its own drawing. Because of the interactive and dynamic nature of Civil 3D parcel object, it can be easy to accidentally modify a parcel segment when you mean to modify a manhole and unintentionally edit a portion of your parcel. So we will see additional example and drawing deviance later in this course. What you should want to make about the site, how much site you want to create in your subdivision, before subdivision lots in using parcel creation in Civil 3D. We will discuss about them in the next video.